and I share concerned glances with one another, barely able to process what just happened a few seconds ago. Without saying anything, Yuri and I walk towards Natsuki calmly. Natsuki stares off towards the other side of the room, not really making eye contact with either of us.
You already said that.
And we are back for more Doki Salvation Remake. And last time it seems that Natsuki just moved in with Monica because of her father. Natsuki's father kicked her out for some reason. Guess it was a heated argument, but hey, typical Asian parent arguments here and there. But hey, I can kind of relate with some of my relatives. But anyway, let's get to it. Touché. But work harder, not smarter. Oh yeah. Also, by the time of this recording, I already ate lunch, so I'm good on that front. And it was a good lunch. It's a good meal. Smarter, not harder. You lose now. I don't make the rules. That's just how it is. What? Lose what? Sayori, help me out here. He only shrugs. I grumble to myself as I begin to eat my food in defeat. It is nice to see Natsuki smile though. It's not often you get to see that, cause it's rare. Oh guys, let me tell you a story. So, me and my dad usually watch a movie together when he comes home from overseas, right? And he showed me this movie that I never seen before about a love story on a sinking ship. Oh, that's Titanic. Oh, yeah, that one's pretty good. Yeah, I've seen that one too. I was left out this whole time? Well, anyway, I cried so much I went through an entire tissue box. You guys cried a lot too, right? I didn't. Nope, not me either. Don't make me feel left out, meanies. I get it from my dad, okay? He cried with me and he's seen the movie so many times. Hey, it's okay to cry. Of course, because it's only natural. There's nothing wrong with expressing your emotions like that. I like when a movie makes me cry, even though I can't recall the last time it's happened. Oh, actually there are a lot of moments I cried in a movie. Let's see, Tenki no Ko, I guess some other kids animated films that were good back then in its prime and its time, not the the new ones that just makes it, I don't know, doesn't work with me or anything like that. You get the idea. But hey, that happened to me too as well. Heck, I've got some manga that made me cry. So you're not alone. Just don't ever let that info leave this table or I'll beat you both up. Whoa, hey, don't commit to freaking domestic violence here, Natsuki. My lips are sealed. Sayori suddenly scoots up closer to Natsuki and whispers loudly. I would not trust Finn. However, he's an open book. What? Hey, you little... I reach over and attempt to grab Sayori's ticklish spots to no avail. She then places a finger on my nose and giggles mischievously. I will end you soon, little Missy Cinnamon Bun. Not end you as in off you, obviously, I wouldn't do that. Jeez. I'm telling you, you never really know when Sayori's going to strike. Hey, it doesn't matter to me, one way or another. You two are fun to be around. By the way, Natsuki, how have you been feeling? Huh? Me? Duh, is there anybody else named Natsuki around here? Alright, point taken. I've been doing alright though, just trying to take things day by day. That's great to hear. We continue having a conversation amongst ourselves, talking about everything but what happened yesterday. But you know what? I think that's for the best. And I hope that whatever it is, she can work it out soon. Lunch is now wrapping up and both Natsuki and Sayori get up from their seats at the same time. Well, back to the fray. Sayori, nobody says stuff like that anymore. Well, technically she did, but hey, if you want to, go ahead. Yeah, well I do, so leave me alone, meanie. I raise my hands up in surrender. Sayori walks over and opens her arms up wide, inviting Natsuki for a hug. Actually, it looks more like Sayori is about to give her one regardless. Up. Boundaries, Sayori, remember? Ah, sorry. May I have a hug, please? Yeah, but what the heck? You can only get one. I can work with that. Sayori and Natsuki share a small but tight embrace. Well, that's nice. Regardless of whatever happened yesterday, it's good to know it wasn't enough to stop them from doing stuff like this. No, don't even think about it. One dream of it. I'm disease-free and I like to keep it that way. He was trying to like, no, just, I'm disease-free and I like to keep it that way. No, just no. Natsuki gives me a friendly punch on my arm. Wait, are you saying that I gave her something, Finn? What? No! Where did you even get that idea? We all laugh together as we clean up after ourselves and leave the cafeteria. I'm glad that things are doing okay and good for the most part. I let out a sigh as I hover my injured fingers over the piano keys. Hey yo, it's the piano or the music room from DDLC Plus! Alright, middle C is... It echoes in her room. I sigh as I slump in the piano bench and stare at my hands. They're too banged up to play anything complex, which only saddens me further. I check on the time on the clock on the wall. There's still a few minutes until the club meeting starts. Finn, the character I thought was nothing more than a vessel for you, is acting completely on his own, and I never foresaw any of that. I'm even learning more about the girls, more than I ever even dreamed of learning. Everything that I thought I knew about them, which each passing each day, I'm growing more wrong about everything. As I get up from the bench, the door slowly slides open, shocking me in the process. Oh, Yuri, what are you doing here? Hello, Yuri. It's Natsuki. I don't know. She's in the clubroom by herself. We have to talk to her about what happened yesterday, but I don't think I can do this without you. Without me? Why me? You always know the right things to say, and I think if you're there with me, she'll be more willing to see reason. You don't think that us two going up to her again this way will cause her to... You know what the consequences are. Sorry. I'm just worried about her. I understand. Let's just treat it as a normal club meeting. If she wants to talk to us, we'll be there. And we'll make that clear too. Yuri and I walk out of the music room together. Interestingly, Yuri is constantly keeping a hand on her chest, almost as if to monitor her heartbeat. Hey, it's going to be okay. We're her friends, right? You're one of her closest friends too, are you? I don't really know for certain. I would like to be, but there are things that does make me think otherwise. But the bond we do have at the moment is something I just can't let go. That's why we have to help her and be there for her. Right. Let's head in then. Yuri and I walk into the club room like normal. Hey, Natsuki, you're here kind of early, aren't you? Yeah, that's not a problem, is it? Not at all. Just surprise us all. I'm sure you heard about Finn and Sayori being out for tutoring? Yeah, which reminds me, what's the plan for today? Because I kind of want to read on my own. Well, I was hoping the three of us could have a talk. From the corner of my eye, I see Yuri nervously nod. About what? What is there to talk about? Well, we can't just pretend yesterday's events didn't happen. Monika's right. We have to work this out. We have to... Natsuki visibly gets angry again. I had enough of this, alright? I'm done. I don't even want to see you right now. You betrayed my trust and you think I'd be willing to forgive you for that? I'd never do that to you. I just want to know why you're not facing the facts. Your friends aren't real friends. They're the most toxic individuals in this entire school. Because I don't know how to let them go, alright? There's so much you don't get. You don't understand me. I can't be alone again. I just can't. Natsuki starts walking backwards and buries her face in her hands. Her breathing is very erratic and now sounds like she's hyperventilating. Yuri immediately rushes over and places her hands on Natsuki's shoulders. Natsuki struggles a bit but gives in right away. She instead starts to calm down and control her breathing. I can only watch in disbelief. The way Yuri was able to comfort her like that without hesitation is admirable, and honestly sort of overwhelming in a way. Suddenly, Natsuki pushes Yuri away and wipes her tears away. I'm going to sit over there. Before Yuri and I could protest, she walks off to her usual reading spot. She sits down without any book or manga and just lets out a heavy sigh. Yuri and I share concerned glances with one another, barely able to process what just happened a few seconds ago. Without saying anything, Yuri and I walk towards Natsuki calmly. Natsuki stares off towards the other side of the room, not really making eye contact with either of us. Yes! A CG! Finally, something interesting going on here. Because, well, I get it, it's like the build up to what's going on and all that kind of stuff. But this right here, oh boy, I've been looking forward to this one since the Yuri one couple of episodes ago, I think. And I think this could be like a similar situation, mirroring the original with like, except this time it's her friends instead of her father, considering that her father kicked them out and all that kind of stuff. So I think the stakes are high on this one, I'd say. Kind of is, but that's what I think anyway. Yuri and I sit down nearby and look at her. This isn't how I wanted you guys to see me today. I just wanted to have a normal club meeting. No drama, no stupidity. In other words, no egos, no drama. Just a normal meeting. Is that so much to ask? Ignoring your problems isn't the right move, Natsuki. Exactly. You weren't supposed to know those problems. Stupid Yuri just blurted them out. Don't call her that. You don't mean that. Whatever. I'm sorry, Natsuki. I shouldn't have told anybody about this. That was my mistake and I'm deeply sorry about that. I'm not very good at these things. I want to help my friends, but I don't really know how to go about doing that. I didn't really need your help though. Do you believe that yourself? You have no idea how hard it is for me to admit this. Even if I did, what could you possibly do to get me out of it? These friends are perfect, but what friends are? That's a good point. But you're not stupid, Natsuki. I know you aren't. Surely you can see the difference between how we treat you versus them. There's a reason why you came to this club besides reading and poems, isn't there? Well, yeah. But you don't get it. I just can't let them go. No matter how badly they treat me, it's really difficult to let them go because I've already formed a bond with them. Like what? Just trying to push you around and treat you unfairly, unlike us? Some friends they are, Natsuki. Can you stop saying that? Yes, exactly. And plus, that's not a bond at all. They're just using you. They're manipulating you. Unlike that definitely sounds like someone in a certain shithole would do to quote unquote do their jobs. Oh, I'm sorry. Saying what? I don't get it. It's annoying. As if you... I do. I already told you yesterday, Natsuki. You're just like me. Any bond that I make, I end up in an endless cycle of mistrust and fear to the point of pushing them away and to being used like an object. But the ones I do make, they mean so much to me. Being alone most of my life, even just one friend makes a whole world of difference. And for you, I can imagine you only stay with them because they were your first friends for a long time. Would I be wrong in assuming that you can't let go of these bonds because you fear you would end up alone? Natsuki sighs. No, you'd be right. I can't really fathom the idea of leaving my friends behind. They're not your friends, Natsuki. If they're acting on you like that, they aren't. I'm scared of ending up alone. Then what are we to you then, huh? She pauses. Do you both remember when Sayori brought Finn into the club? I nod along with Yuri. Oh, sorry, I spoke there with my Monica voice. I apologize. Do you remember how awful I was to him at first? He didn't really deserve that, but I couldn't help it either. I don't really like change when it comes to friends I've already bonded with. Even none of us were super duper close yet. Plus, it really did seem like he was the only here because of us. As in, trying to get us all in bed with him or something. Oh, whoa. Whoa. Hold up. Wait a minute. That ain't right. Natsuki, I can't believe you. Like, was it because that his thoughts said that this club is full of incredibly cute girls, and now you're picturing him as like this fucking womanizer or something like that? How fucking dare you? Just for that, I think I really want to smite you. Gender equality, by the way, but dear lordy, that's uncalled for. I'm pretty sure it was pretty obvious that he was hanging out with me the most, for a while at least. Yuri giggles. I stay silent. I have a hard time telling if people are being genuine or not. Same here. I guess that's why I've always wanted to become your friend, Natsuki. Despite our differences. We understand each other, even though you try your best to deny that. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I struggle with that sort of thing because, well, you both already know that my relationship with my dad isn't the greatest. I don't really want to push it with those details. There's a part of me that I just can't go against him like that. I love him too much. But I will say that I know that's part of where this all stems from. And I want to get better at it. I just need help. That's what we're here for. Yeah, I'm not perfect. I'm sure last week proved that. But I want to try and be that club president you all met when we started this club together. And I want to start by helping you get through this. I don't deserve this. I've always been so mean to you all. I can't. Natsuki, you're very strong for opening up like this. You made the first step, and it's the most challenging one. There are a lot of people who can't do this on their own. Even I couldn't do it. Sayori and Finn had to help me. Sayori's advice to me was, acknowledging a problem isn't the first step to solving that problem. Yuri gets out of the desk and reaches her hand out. And you made that first step all by yourself. Natsuki stares at Yuri's hand in shock for a few moments. Sayori can be really smart when she actually puts her mind into something. I guess that's probably why I made Sayori my vice president. Because, of course, that's who she truly is. She truly is the best girl after all. I mean, all Doki's are best girl, but in terms of like trying to get everyone together in a good way, well, it seems Monica made the right choice of being or having her as the vice president of the club. I don't know why am I stuttering there. I'm so sorry. I wasn't aware that she was literally coded to be the vice president. At least, not at that point. Code or not, she will always be the best vice president ever. I made her vice president because I saw how much she cared about everyone. And despite everything I've been through, that aspect of her seems to ring true even now. Yes. Natsuki takes Yuri's hands and gets up from the floor. The two share an understanding glance before nodding slightly. Well, I'm glad things all worked themselves out. You did amazing, Natsuki. I'm proud of you. Proud? Of me? I don't think anybody has ever told me that before. Thank you, I think. I'm proud of you both, actually. You both have changed so much since the last time I met you two. Getting the opportunity to see you both grow like this is amazing. And I'm glad you both are members of the Literature Club. I'm glad to be a member here too. As am I. Though, I don't really want this to end. What do you mean? There's more to my story that I think I'm ready to share with you two. So long as you promise that you won't let this conversation ever leave this room. We promise. Pinky promise. Natsuki sticks out her pinky, to which Yuri and I take turns wrapping our own around hers. Phew. Okay. Natsuki takes a deep breath and seems to visibly relax. You're all going to have to bear with me here. This isn't easy for me. First, I'd like to apologize for lashing out at you two these past 2 days. Things are getting rough, here at school and at home too. Yuri, do you remember how on Sunday, how my dad kept constantly calling and messaging me? Yuri nods. So, don't tell Sayori about this. I told my dad about her suicide attempt a few days after it happened. I didn't really know who else to talk about it, so I went to him. I'm guessing he's starting to get worried about me, which is a weird feeling because... Natsuki pauses for a moment. I already know about her father. I have ever since my epiphany struck. I plan to make things worse for her. I plan to really ruin her life, make her undesirable, and now I'm standing here listening to her lament about it all. Because I've never really been close with him at all. But that's besides the point. My dad and I have never gotten along. We've always fight and argue. He never sees things my way and it gets so frustrating. And he's always forcing me to try to be something I'm not. She pauses for a moment. I never really bonded with my dad. Sure, he'll take me out shopping for ice cream, but it never really helped. Things have been this way for years. So when he suddenly starts worrying about me because of what happened, it's like he's doing it for his own benefit instead of actually caring. But because where was his worrying whenever I actually needed him? Sorry. Natsuki sniffles and rubs her tears away. I never really talked about this stuff with anybody before. I guess I never really saw it as a big deal. But with that being said, I've never been good at expressing my feelings. Even though I always want to. The words just never come out right. I always end up sounding like a big dummy. But I think after everything that's happened, the least I can do is try to talk about how I feel. It's just so hard to confide in people, and I think that has something to do with my relationship with my dad. Even hinting at it to my friends leads them to tell me the same old family is still family even with those fights. And that's just so hard to believe, you know. Actually, I think I would say that would be relatable, but then again, I would like to keep my personal life private. A parent shouldn't be cheap with groceries to the point where all I have to make for lunch is some rice and whatever else is in the fridge that week. A parent shouldn't tell their daughter that they can take care of themselves just because they're in high school. That makes no sense. Exactly! They're still young and they still need to learn more, and up until if they grow to college, or well, grew into college, that's the time they'll make their decision if they want to take care of themselves or not, or stay with their family. A parent shouldn't tell their daughter that her emotions are invalid just because they didn't feel the same way about it. And that right there is the huge contender for most Asian families. I really hate that so much. Like, bruh, I just want to lash out with my feelings, and then they just no. We don't do that here. No. Just guess if you want me to be so boring, then all right, you ask for it. Don't be so oblivious as to why I'm acting like this. But then again, I won't pry into that further. A father shouldn't tell me that I'm being overdramatic, lazy, weird, and not acting the way a lady should. I wish my dad would just be there for me when I need him. I wish my papa wouldn't let me go through this on my own. Natsuki nearly collapses into Yuri's arms, prompting Yuri to quickly hold her up and keep her from falling. I never realized. I gently rub my cheek and find that it's soaked with my own tears. Natsuki's sobs fill the room, leaving Yuri and I completely at a loss for words. I think we both come to a non-verbal agreement that we should allow Natsuki to let everything out. Exactly. It's just like that conversation we had with Sayori crying to Titanic. It's only natural to just cry, especially with like a very crucial situation like this. Because now that I think about it, she's really been through a lot, and I think that's my fault. Kickstarting Sayori's depression was my fault, wasn't it? And that's why this reset is happening to me. But I'm here fixing that. At least I hope so. What, you're gonna make yourself mundane and boring yourself as well, money cunt? Well, go ahead, not that I care. I really do want to help them, right? Natsuki picks herself up from Yuri's arms and tries to calm herself down. I'm a big dummy for all of this. A big stubborn idiot. Because I know that even after all this, I'm not going to change. I'll end up staying the exact same way. That is until adulthood. Things are about to change for the better, or for worse. That's not true, and if you keep saying that, you'll end up believing it. Yuri's right. If you keep thinking you won't change, then you really won't. Sure, actions speak louder than words, but sometimes words are what allow you to take action in the first place. Start believing in yourself a bit more. Believe you can change for the better. But this isn't easy for me. I can't just switch it up from one day to the next. My dad isn't suddenly going to start treating me better. That's here to stay. It doesn't have to be anything drastic. Just small little changes can make a world of difference. May I make a suggestion? Natsuki wipes her tears away and looks directly at me, her tears glistening under the lights. Start hanging out with us a bit more, in place of your other friends. What? Didn't you hear anything what I just said a few minutes ago? I can't do that. Natsuki, please, hear us out. Come on. I know, I understand that, but you've already kind of been doing that for these last 2 weeks, haven't you? Yeah, I guess I have. There you go then, you've already made your first steps. There's still so much about me that I don't like. Same here, you're not the only one who feels this way, Natsuki. What do you mean? You're, like, basically perfect. Eh? That's not true. You don't really think that, do you? I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm not perfect. I'm flawed. But what human being isn't? I've battled with anxiety for years, and I've hated parts of myself for the same amount of time. I still have parts of myself that I really just don't like. So, I think you have the wrong idea about me. There are still things I admire about you, Yuri. I never thought I'd ever admit these things to you, but here I am. First of all, your patience with others, and especially me, is insane. Like, despite me being the most stubborn person you still stuck around. Heck, I think I even hated that part about you for a little bit. Because in my mind, I thought that there won't be anybody willing to actually listen to me vent about stupid stuff like online arguments or shitty reviews on my favorite manga. But you were there anyway, listening away and making me feel like I belong somewhere. I just hate how you always talk down on yourself sometimes. It gets annoying, because you're too stupid to see that you're actually a good friend. I guess it's just hard for me, but there are things I admire about you too. Your persistence to keep your friendships together is stellar. The way you took action when Monica and I had our disagreement is something I never would have been able to do, not on my own. Admittedly, your persistence to stay with those awful friends of yours, it can be quite aggravating, but admirable nonetheless. The point is, I see things in you that you probably don't see yourself, and I guess the same goes for you. I know we never really got off on the right foot in terms of our friendship, and I know we disagree on plenty of things, but I'm proud to call you my friend. Natsuki smiles slightly. I can't help but realize I've been completely silent during all this, but I guess Natsuki did consider me to be the middle man in this situation. I'm glad you're my friend too. I'll try my best to improve myself, but only promise if you do it too. Yuri giggles. Of course, I look forward to working on that together. Natsuki suddenly turns and looks towards me. Hey, Monica? I don't think I've ever shown my appreciation for what you have done for me there. Well, for us. You all make me feel safe here. This club, it's become a safe space for me. Despite everything that's happened these last few weeks, I can't lie and say that they haven't been fun sometimes. Being able to have some other place to hang out in that doesn't involve my other friends in any sort of way feels nice. I was just worried things would have been different after Sayori. Well, you both already know. But you all have made this club an amazing place, even with all of its rough patches. So thank you to the both of you, and to Sayori as well. She's great at making you feel cared for, isn't she? And her hugs can be, they're alright, I guess. Admit it, Natsuki, Sayori's hugs are the best. Just say it. You know you find it to be true. Yuri and I share a small chuckle. I can't forget about Finn either. He can kind of be slow and annoying sometimes, but he has his moments. He's smarter and gives himself credit for. Don't tell him I said any of that. The last thing we all need is an ego-inflated Finn. No way, ma'am. No way. I won't let my ego stroked. Unlike a certain group that ratted my friend out, but anyway. We all laugh again. I'm kind of okay with them not being here though. It made this whole thing a bit easier to get off my chest. It feels great. Well, I'm glad you said so. Yuri, without warning, walks over to Natsuki and gives her a hug. Natsuki stutters and protests a tiny bit, but doesn't resist. Instead, she slowly hugs back. Sayori is rubbing off on you. I guess she is. Well, no complaints there. 7%. Alright. That's good. Okay. I guess it's resolved, hopefully, and maybe things this time will get better. I know I said that countless times, but hey, stakes have already been high, and well, connections have been reconnected, and hopefully we'll see how Natsuki grows and matures in her own way, well, this time around, and I'm looking forward to that one. But of course, considering that this is a story focused on the MC and Sayori, maybe, well, what I'm seeing anyway, hopefully we'll see more of them this time around.